You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back, Rodgers, for Black and White Sports 2. Well, we're going to talk about Davante Adams because he has come out with some what seems to be scathing comments about the direction of the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, you know, I find Josh McDaniels one of the most strangely interesting figures that we've seen in a long time because he's a lot like Norv Turner. Norv Turner was an all-time great offensive coordinator, but he wasn't a very good head coach at all. And for whatever reason, it seems like Josh McDaniels and his philosophy, I guess that Patriots philosophy, doesn't seem to work in the same manner with all these players as it does in New England, right? Now, he's got people certainly on his roster now that's going to buy in. Jimmy Garoppolo's going to buy in. Jacoby Myers is going to buy in. You know, ex-Patriot guys. And the one thing I think we lose sight of here, and maybe Davante Adams has lost sight of it because he's such good friends with Derek Carr. Josh McDaniels believes Jimmy Garoppolo can run his offense better than Derek Carr, or he wouldn't have done this. Now, he also is very aware that Jimmy Garoppolo came out of New England and once played for him. So he knows Jimmy Garoppolo can run that offense. He's seen both of them run that offense. He didn't like what he saw out of Derek Carr. He probably didn't like what he saw out of Derek Carr for the money, because that contract that the Saints ended up giving Carr was quite a bit more money than what they ended up giving Garoppolo. And so I've seen online, well, it's a lateral move between the two quarterbacks. Maybe for $15 million a year less. You know, so I would just keep that in mind, too. Even if it's a lateral move, even if you break even out of it, you save a shit ton of salary having done it, and you got a guy that knows your offensive philosophy, and Jimmy and Jacoby Myers can coach up said philosophy. That said, there may be other sides of Josh McDaniels that just doesn't resonate as a head coach. You know, I've seen some people talk about the fact that maybe Davante Adams wants to go to the Jets. Okay, but he makes some comments that seems pretty open and honest about the fact that he doesn't need Aaron Rodgers to thrive. And if you look at Davante Adams' numbers, he's right. You don't. Let's get to this, and then we'll get to his comments. This all came out of the same interview. Both of these major stories, and it's pretty clear he doesn't know what the hell the Raiders are doing. And he's got concerns about what it is Josh McDaniels is doing. So you got to wonder, is he trying to get traded? Does he want to get traded to the Saints? I mean, we don't know. This is crazy. There is no doubt about this. You notice he wasn't an issue whatsoever in Green Bay. I mean, it's kind of weird, but he was not a diva receiver in Green Bay at all. So I don't really want to put that label on Davante Adams. I really don't, because he was in the league a long time. Look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons with Green Bay, without any real drama out of him. So it's hard to give him that diva label, in my opinion, anyway. Let's get to this. This is Florio, and we got the New York Post, too. Marin Fader's profile of Raiders receiver Davante Adams for TheRinger.com made waves primarily for his comments about thriving without Aaron Rodgers. But there's plenty of other interesting stuff regarding Adams' current situation in Las Vegas, given the team's decision to release his close friend and college teammate Derek Carr. This is the thing about this. We got to stay aware of the fact that they're best friends in real life. So Davante cannot be happy about Derek being gone. Okay? Whether you know, this is personal for Davante. Okay? In a lot of ways, this is personal. He's pissed right now. The whole reason he wanted to come to the Raiders is now off the Raiders. Now, that's the NFL. That's the business. but you get the point. Consider this quote regarding the team's approach to constructing its offense. The front office thinks this is the best bet for us right now to put us in a position to be urgent. We don't see eye to eye on what we think is best for us right now. Yikes. He's just coming out and saying, I don't agree with the current philosophy. Boy, that's pretty much it. That's as close as you can get in asking for a trade. I mean, really and truly are trying to make waves enough to get traded. I think he wants out, frankly. I think the moment that Derek Carr it was clear Derek Carr would no longer be a Raider, I think Davante Adams was probably done too, right? Quote, I'm going to have to buy into this and try to be as optimistic as possible. It's not what I expected to happen, but it's something that's reality now. The reality is Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback, so how will the offense look? Quote, it all depends on the style of ball that we play, Adams said. If we play a certain brand of ball, I can get Garoppolo to conform to whatever. Yeah, but here's the thing. McDaniels wants you to conform to him. I mean, that Patriot offense. And I got to tell you, now that Tom Brady is in the building, Josh McDaniels is going to carry even more weight. Okay? Even as long as Tom Brady is now a minority owner in this thing, it's obvious there's going to be a very big Patriot philosophy that comes in to this organization. But if we use him a certain type of way, then it's going to make it tough for us to maximize who we should be this year. Adams said he continues to be committed to trying to win a Super Bowl. That's why I didn't come here to just be cute with Derek. Adams said, it is to really try and have a shot and change this organization. The real question is whether the change will come to fruition before or after his time with the team ends. He's got 2 more years before his contract becomes a year-to-year proposition, with a salary spiking to $35.6 million in 2025. I doubt he ever gets paid that. Now, to Aaron Rodgers. And I don't think this is a shot at Aaron, but it's clear after he thrived in Oakland or in Las Vegas. Part of me will always call him Oakland. I mean, this was his numbers last year: 100 catches, 1,500 yards, 14 TDs. I mean, another first-team All-Pro, Pro Bowl. This dude is a beast. He is an absolute monster at wide receiver. Davante Adams' first season outside of Green Bay meant a lot to the Raiders' wide receiver in more ways than one. In an interview with the Raiders, Adams spoke about his successful first year in Las Vegas, where he caught passes from a quarterback not named Aaron Rodgers, but his former Fresno State teammate, Derek Carr, and how his play can silence the suggestion he needs a certain 4-time MVP to thrive. Quote, now people can't say that. There'll never be the narrative ever again. Adams, who spent his first 8 years with the Packers before being traded to the Raiders in 2022, finished last season with all the numbers I just gave you. He had a 15.2 yards per catch number as well, and that's pretty good. A quarterback doesn't make me, I make me, and I can do it consistently at this level. That's why last season meant a lot. Even if I went and played like dog shit next year, they can't say it, because now I've already proved it throughout the course of the season, played every game, and put together a resume that says I do not need insert quarterback here. Adams said after a pause, you can erase all the numbers. You can just write it in. He doesn't need Aaron Rodgers. Wow. Although Adams himself had a stellar year, the Raiders finished third at 6-11 and missed the playoffs. I think winning is the most important thing here. What's more, the team also benched longtime quarterback Carr before his eventual release. Raiders brass then signed former 49ers quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo to a 3-year, $72.75 million deal. With much change happening with the organization, Adams told The Ringer he's focused on, quote, patience and controlling what I can control. He is not a fan of Derek Carr no longer being around. So you just got to wonder now, with all of this, is he telling other teams, look, I can be successful with any quarterback, come get me? Is he sending a signal to the Saints, hey, I want to come and play with Derek again because I don't agree with him having been gotten rid of? Now, after these comments about Aaron Rodgers, I don't know whether Aaron's going to take that as a sign of disrespect at all, or could it possibly be that Aaron told him to say this so he could get the hell out of Las Vegas? Because we got to remember, Aaron Rodgers was very vocal about the fact this was the best player he's ever played with and the best wide receiver he has ever played with. And I think we lose sight of the fact that Davante was not around in Green Bay yet last year, and I think that showed. I think that hurt Aaron Rodgers. Now he's got Garrett Wilson now, right? He's got weapons with the New York Jets. But they didn't get Odell. And, is Garrett Wilson a true number one? Do we know that for an absolute fact yet? I don't know. I think it plays out this year. We will find out. Is he a number one? Is he a number two? I think he's certainly got number one potential. But we don't know that yet for sure. We don't. So, I don't know. This is going to be interesting. It sounds to me like the one thing that is very clear here, I believe, he wants the hell out of Las Vegas. Where? I don't know. But you can't make these comments essentially just destroying the front office and the coaching staff and want to remain with the team, especially a Patriot-influenced Josh McDaniels. You know what the Patriots don't do? They don't keep players that don't buy in. You think Josh McDaniels is going to keep a player that doesn't buy in? I highly doubt it. The problem is salary. If he came out on the open market, I wonder how that would go because of that salary. You got to think somebody would take a hard look at Davante Adams. It kind of depends on whether you feel like you must win and must have a number one wide receiver to win, because that's not always the case. Number one tight ends seem to be a big deal right now. And a lot of number two wide receivers seem to be a big deal right now. So, when Tyreek Hill can leave the Chiefs and they win a Super Bowl, you sort of get my point. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. It's getting ugly again with the Las Vegas Raiders. Wow. Interesting. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.